Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. A little bit raw today because I'm out and about, but big interesting news. Manchester United have apparently said to Jose Mourinho to basically shut it, to wind your neck in and stop impacting negatively on the perception and branding of Manchester United. And this not just is in relation to Paul Scholes has been mentioned in the article. It's by Neil Ashton, who's the presenter of the Sunday Supplement on Sky Sports. That the arguments with Paul Scholes are something that the club are worried about because of the perception, the division in the fan base. And obviously Jose Mourinho publicly does say quite a lot of things. I mean, even after the game against Juventus, talking about, I don't think Jose Mourinho takes Manchester United fans for stupid people, and that would be very, very wrong to do that. The one thing about managing or supporting a club like Manchester United is that you are exposed to media stories day in, day out. You're exposed to success. Obviously, we've had that, and that makes us quite experienced in subtleties. And I think Jose Mourinho does try to be quite subtle when he's being quite biting. You know, when he was talking the other night about Juventus and the signings that they've made and things like that. And I think, you know what, I think the club, if this is true, is quite correct. There is a divided fan base at the moment. And for me, the division of the fan base is based on whether you're Mourinho in or you're Mourinho out. But it doesn't help Mourinho's cause when the club obviously want to back him, when he's constantly saying things that antagonise and will cause division. I think Jose Mourinho, what the club are basically saying is, publicly, you need to play a straight bat. You need to be not engaging in things that are going to be, controversial, and you need to focus on the positives and let your football do the talking. Now, obviously, that's not very easy for Mourinho at the moment because the football isn't really doing the talking, is it? But there are some really... I was looking at this today. I think it's very interesting to look at this because one of the things I've been asked quite a lot recently by people is how long do I think Jose Mourinho will last? So I'll ask that question to you. And remember also, you should be able to see me in the live comments if you're watching this live because this is a pre-record that we're premiering on YouTube. So it means that this will play as a live event, even though I've pre-recorded it, but I'm in the live comments interacting with you. So do interact with me and smash a like on the video if you like this. We did it for Rance's fan cam the other night. But yes, I mean, do get in the comments and let us know, the community as well, how long you think Mourinho is going to last. Now, for me, it's been a worthwhile exercise looking at this. We already know we've got Everton at the weekend, then we've got Bournemouth away, and then we've got Man City away in the league, then we've got an international break. Now, unless we lose 2 of those 3 games, I don't think Jose Mourinho will be sacked in the international break. I think even if we lose to City at City, he'll still be the manager. I think if he loses to Everton or Bournemouth, then that might maybe force the club to make a decision over the international break. But I don't really think that's going to happen. I think we'll win one. We might win both, maybe win one, draw one, then lose to City, and then he'll still be in a job. And then, if Mourinho stays in a job till after this international break, then I think he's here till Christmas at least, because when you look at the fixtures, they become very winnable. And even the games that are tough, they're then followed by winnable games. So when you look at it, we've got Palace at home straight after the international break, with young boys as well. Then we've got Southampton away, who are not a great team. Then we've got Arsenal at home. But even if we lost to 1 or 2 of those games, we've then got Fulham at home. Then we've got Valencia. Well, Fulham will win. Then we've got Valencia, which we may lose. Then we've got Liverpool away, which we may lose. But then you've got Cardiff, Huddersfield, Bournemouth. And I don't think this board's going to react to 1 or 2 bad results. That's my point. I don't think they're going to react to 1 or 2 bad results. I think they're going to wait till there's a sustained period of bad results. And I don't think in the Premier League we're ever going to get that sort of run. Like I say, I mean, if we lose to Liverpool, you've then got Huddersfield and Bournemouth at home. If you lose to Arsenal, then you've got Fulham at home. So, if we lose to Man City straight after the international break, we've got Palace at home. So they're always going to be a get-out-of-jail card for Mourinho. So I think he is going to be here for quite a while. And I think the club want that. I don't think the club want to make a change at the moment. And, people talk about people like Pochettino. Well, he's not going to come until the summer, even if we can do that. Jardim is free, of course. Jardim would be a very interesting choice for Manchester United. Zidane is free, of course. He would be free, but I think Mourinho's here going to be here for a while yet. As much as I don't want him to be, I think he will be. Also, just on transfers, what are we going to do about transfers in the summer, in January? Because there's a good chance that Jose Mourinho will be here. And if Jose Mourinho is going to be here in January, what are we going to do? It worries me to death because, not quite death, obviously, but Van Gaal wasn't given any money in the January because it was pretty looking like he was going to be sacked in the May, and he was sacked in the May. If they spend money on Mourinho, which he's hinting at, he's constantly hinting about the lack of money that he's had in the summer, and he wants, signings. If they give him signings in January, that means we're here. That means he's not going in May. That means he's here for another season after that. So I'm a firm believer that, yes, Manchester United do need signings at the moment, but I don't want Jose Mourinho to be given those signings. I really don't. I don't think he deserves it. I don't want him to get them. I think it'd be a bad thing for Manchester United. And as I sort of touched on yesterday, a lot of the signings that he's made, they are not, 300, 400 million pounds, some people are quoting that he's had. And I just don't know where it's gone. I mean, Pogba cost a lot of money, and I like Paul Pogba. And I think, that was one of the things I did want to say, is that for all the negativity around United at the moment, I think Paul Pogba, all right, he's not putting in 90-minute performances, but United aren't doing that. I think it's one of the big mysteries of Manchester United that is throughout Jose Mourinho's reign, we've never played more than 45 minutes in a game, which is crazy. It's crazy. At some point, I just expect this to change. I don't know about you. I expect it to change, but week in, week out, game in, game out, we only ever play for half a game, and it's crazy. So to sort of have a go at Paul Pogba about that is a bit unfair when it's the whole team that don't play well for a whole game. But I think what we've seen in the second half against Newcastle, the second half against Chelsea, and the second half against Juventus was Paul Pogba was very, very, very good. So I think Pogba is, I'm a big fan of Pogba, and I think he, consistency is always his problem. 90 minutes is his problem, but that's United's problem as well. But he is a good player. But apart from that, I think most of Mourinho's signings are just baffling. I mean, what's going on with Fred? I just cannot say that. But Lukaku as well. I mean, people don't want to accept that Lukaku is a bit of a flop. And I think Lukaku at his best is never going to be the striker that we need anyway. But are we going to be the team we need? I mean, as Manchester United fans, we want to win the title. We want to challenge for the Champions League. I don't think Romelu Lukaku delivers those things at the highest level, but he can certainly be a player that brings 30 goals a season, and I still think maybe he will do that this year, but his form at the moment is atrocious. I mean, I've seen some of these compilations on social media, and just even the passes into him, and it's bouncing off him like the sponge brick wall he is. You can't have a sponge brick wall, can you? But the sponge wall, he's not a brick wall. I keep saying this, Lukaku is not a brick wall, because you can kick a ball against the brick wall and you know where it's going to go. You smash a ball into Lukaku, it's sponge. You don't know where it's going to go, spin off everywhere. He is atrocious at the moment. And, there is a young striker called Mason Greenwood in the youth setup. And I just think, would you consider doing that at the moment? I mean, look at Jadon Sancho, 18 years of age at Dortmund, doing it in the Champions League, getting called up for England. You look at United, we've got Greenwood's a little bit younger than that. We've got Angel Gomez, we've got Tahith Chong. They've got no chance. And what everyone was like, oh, Tahith Chong's training with the first team. Tahith Chong's on the bench. Well, he's only on the bench because Sanchez, Lingard and everybody else are injured. But what did Jose Mourinho say after the Juventus game? I've got I had no options on the bench. So, I mean, what a great thing to say that is. I've got no options on the bench when you've got Tahith Chong on the bench. So you build everybody's optimism up because you actually put a young player on the bench that would be one of your young players, but he didn't play under Van Gaal for the first team. So Chong in a first team shirt would be totally Mourinho's. And then he says, I've got no options on the bench. I mean, it just makes you sick. This is the man in charge of Manchester United, that he will not bring a young player on. Now, maybe he's got justification for that because he doesn't think he's good enough, or he doesn't think it's fair, or he doesn't think he's ready. But I'll tell you what, I mean, Ryan Giggs was making debuts for Manchester United at 17. Norman Whiteside was playing for United in the 80s as a teenager. United have always thrown people in at the deep end. Rashford thrown in at the deep end by Van Gaal. No one expected that. So don't come at me with it's not fair, they're not ready, it's unfair to throw him into a game of that magnitude. Throw him in. He made no substitutions in 90 minutes against Juventus. You've got a young lad who's a flair player on the bench who could have, the crowd would have, on its very basic level, the crowd would have absolutely responded to that. One good run from him and his career's set. And Mourinho doesn't do it because I've got no options on the bench. I mean, it's just a parasite on on this club. That was just ridiculous. I mean, anybody who thinks that Tahith Chong on the bench on Tuesday night gives Mourinho any kudos for that is ridiculous. He refused to bring him on. It was as I said the other day, it was like winning a prize. Win a prize to sit on the United bench. You'll never come on, but you can win the prize. And he should have come on. And Sir Alex Ferguson would have brought him on, and even Van Gaal would have brought him on, but not Mourinho. No, I'm not bringing him on. I haven't got any options. So it's always, with Mourinho, it's one step forward, it's two steps back. Now, tonight at 8 o'clock, we're live. We will be live at 8 o'clock tonight instead of doing a live premiere now. And we've got an Everton fan on, and we'll be talking about Everton because I personally think United will beat Everton at the weekend. But there's a lot of people atting me on Twitter saying, you don't know anything about Everton. Well, I don't know loads about Everton. I know they went to Arsenal and lost, and I think any team that goes to Arsenal and loses is, obviously it just shows they've got a bit of a backbone problem. But I can't see United losing to Everton. And I just think that's what's going to happen with Jose. I think we're going to have a bad result, then a good result, then a bad result, then a good result. And it's going to be a yo-yo season and it's going to be flip-flop City. And I just, I don't know. Look, I heard somebody today saying, I'm fed up with United. I can't be asked to watch them at the weekend. That will never be me. That will never be me. It doesn't matter what we're doing on the pitch, how bad we're playing. I can't not watch United. I can't turn my back on United. That's just not how it works. But I suppose that's where the vocal things comes in, because you do just get very, very, very tired about it, and that to me is what the issue is with United at the moment. It's this repetition of, it's the circle of, we've had the cycle of Phil Jones, haven't we? Comes back from injury, plays a couple of good games, makes a big mistake, gets injured, and then the cycle goes round. With Jose Mourinho, it's this con job. He's just a con job, really, isn't he? I mean, I know Rant said he's a coward, and you can say that if you want, but he is a con job. He is a con job because the things he does, he tries to con United fans to be on his side. Like, oh, I'm going to applaud you. Oh, I'm going to play good football. Oh, I'm going to throw you my coat. Oh, I'm going to put a young player on the bench. But the consistent thing with Jose, no matter what, is that we will play shit football, and we will we will fail to get the fans going, and the results will be poor as well. I mean, look, it's not. It is this season, isn't it? It is this season that we had that bad start, obviously against Brighton. Leicester played us off the park, but we won. Then we played Spurs. We played this 3-5-2 formation. We played the best half of football we've probably played all season. We lose the game 3-0. But everyone's like, well, yeah, we lost, but we played well. I want to see more of that. I want to back him. That was when Mourinho at the end of the game stood in front of the crowd and went, as they all applauded him. And then we went to Burnley, didn't we? We played really well and we won. Then we had the international break and we were like, let's keep this going. And then we had the turgid few games against Wolves and Derby and West Ham where we played awful. We've not played good football again. Chelsea, second half was okay. Newcastle second half was exciting. Juventus was just very, very poor. But we're not playing good football. We're not playing good football. And actually against Juventus, there was your answer. People were saying, it's all right to do it at home against Spurs. It's all right when you're losing a game against Newcastle to go gung-ho. Again, with Chelsea, you're losing a game, so you've got to go for it. But the real test of Mourinho is when you're playing a big team in a big game. Does he attack them? Does he have a go? Well, you've already had your answer there. The most recent answer is Juventus come to Old Trafford. Old Trafford, you should attack them. Sits back, pragmatic, defensive football. That's Jose Mourinho. Why did we appoint him? I mean, I sort of feel, I do feel sympathetic to him about that. But going back to what we were saying at the start about the global image, this is the big news story today, is that Jose Mourinho has been told to wind it in or shut it by the club. Be more positive publicly. Stop engaging in negative arguments because it divides the fan base and it's all about brand perception. I'm surprised it's taken them that long to do it, really. I think when you talk about Mourinho, I don't really care. I mean, Jose Mourinho is Jose Mourinho. One of the positives about Mourinho for me is the way he conducts himself. But I find it interesting. He is a bit pantomime. He is a bit box office. So the club telling Mourinho to stop being Mourinho is a bit funny. But the reality is, it's on the pitch where Mourinho's letting himself down, as far as I'm concerned. But I mean, why have the club not pulled him up in the past? I mean, he's on the American tour saying, I don't know why people are turning up watching us. He's on the American tour saying it's going to be a disappointing season. It's going to be a tough season ahead. He's been Mr. Negative for a very long time. I'm amazed that the board haven't lost patience with him already, because off the pitch he's a bit of an embarrassment, as Paul Scholes said, and then on the pitch we're a bit of an embarrassment as well. And he's constant talking about signings and money. Well, as I said yesterday, Tottenham have spent nothing in the summer and they're 7 points clear of us. It's an excuse. There's always an excuse. There's always someone to deflect the blame on. But the reality is we're playing poor football. We've got bad tactics. We're negative. We're static. We're boring. We're slow. And it all comes from the manager. And he's had 5 transfer windows. He's had over 350 million quid to spend. And we're a mess. And, Spurs have had nothing like that. And they play good football. It annoys me. It annoys me that Liverpool go and get Andy Robertson from Hull. That Spurs go and get Dele Alli from MK Dons and Trippier for next to nothing, and they're playing great football, and there we are spending massive money on players that either flop or we don't pick anyway, like Fred. So but I'm back again at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm slowly getting a little bit better, so hopefully it'll be all right for that. Please do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and get into the comments below. How long do you think Jose Mourinho is going to last? I think, looking at those fixtures, like I said, Christmas. Should we be spending money in January if Jose's still here? And also, should Mourinho be told to shut up by the club? Or actually, should he just be allowed to do what he is? Should he be allowed to be Jose Mourinho? And if the club don't like it, move it on. Thanks everyone for watching. Drop a like on the video. I'll speak to you all soon.